Have you ever heard of Nicolas Flamel? He was a French scribe and manuscript seller who lived during the 14th and 15th centuries and was known for his rumored ability to create the Philosopher's Stone, a mythical substance that could transmute base metals into gold and grant eternal life. But Flamel's story is much more than just a legend of an alchemist who discovered the key to immortality. Now, let's dive a bit deeper into the concept of alchemy and its connection to consciousness. Alchemy was a widespread philosophical and proto-scientific practice during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, and it was not just about physical transformations. Alchemists believed that by purifying and transforming physical matter, they could also lead to spiritual transformation, which is where the concept of consciousness comes in. You see, alchemists believed that consciousness was not just a product of the brain, but rather a fundamental aspect of the universe itself. They saw the universe as a living, breathing entity, with consciousness flowing through every part of it. By purifying their own consciousness, alchemists believed that they could tap into this universal consciousness and access a higher state of being. One of the central ideas of alchemy was the concept of the prima materia, or the first matter. This was believed to be the raw material from which all things in the universe were made. In order to transform this prima materia into something useful, alchemists would put it through a series of purification processes, which were often depicted as fiery ordeals. This process of purification and transformation was seen as a metaphor for the spiritual journey of the alchemist. By purifying their own mind, body, and spirit, they believed that they could achieve a higher level of consciousness and even commune with the divine. And this is where Nicolas Flamel comes in. Flamel's story is often associated with the search for the Philosopher's Stone, but many scholars believe that this quest was actually a metaphor for the alchemical process of spiritual transformation. In other words, Flamel wasn't searching for material wealth or immortality, but rather a higher state of consciousness. Flamel's story is also notable for his philanthropic activities. According to legend, Flamel and his wife, Perenelle, used their wealth to help the poor and needy. This is another example of how alchemists saw the pursuit of knowledge and transformation not just as a personal quest, but also as a way to transform the world around them and create a more perfect society. Now, you might be wondering, how can we apply these concepts to our own lives? Well, the first step is to become more aware of our own consciousness. We can do this through practices like meditation, self-reflection, and mindfulness. By becoming more aware of our thoughts, feelings, and actions, we can begin to purify our own consciousness and tap into the universal consciousness that alchemists believed was all around us. Another way to apply these concepts is through acts of kindness and philanthropy, just like Nicolas Flamel did. By helping others, we are not only transforming the world around us, but we are also transforming ourselves. We are purifying our own consciousness and tapping into that universal consciousness that alchemists believed was within all of us. Flamel's legacy is still felt today, not just in the legend of the Philosopher's Stone, but in the way his story inspires us to become better versions of ourselves. His story reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge and transformation is not just for personal gain, but can also lead to a greater good. And by tapping into our own consciousness and acting with kindness, we can all become alchemists in our own lives. Alchemy was a profound and transformative practice that allowed people to explore the deepest mysteries of the universe and themselves. It was about more than just turning lead into gold. It was a spiritual journey that offered the possibility of enlightenment and communion with the divine. And at the heart of alchemy was the concept of consciousness. Alchemists believed that consciousness was not just a product of the brain, but an essential aspect of the universe itself. They believed that by purifying and transforming their own consciousness, they could tap into the universal consciousness and achieve a higher state of being. Nicholas Flamel was a perfect example of this. His quest for the Philosopher's Stone was not just about wealth and immortality, but about the purification of his consciousness and the attainment of spiritual enlightenment. And his philanthropy was a testament to his belief in the transformative power of kindness and compassion. So, what can we learn from Flamel and the alchemists? How can we apply these ideas to our own lives? Well, one thing we can do is to start by becoming more aware of our own consciousness. We can begin to do this through practices like mindfulness, meditation, and self-reflection. By paying attention to our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we can begin to see the ways in which our consciousness shapes our experience of the world around us. And by purifying our own consciousness, we can tap into the universal consciousness that alchemists believed was all around us. Another way we can apply these ideas is by practicing kindness and philanthropy. By helping others, we not only transform the world around us, but we also transform ourselves. We purify our own consciousness and tap into that universal consciousness that alchemists believed was within all of us. In conclusion, the story of Nicholas Flamel and the alchemists reminds us of the transformative power of consciousness. It teaches us that by purifying our own consciousness and practicing kindness and compassion, we can achieve a higher state of being and unlock the mysteries of the universe. So, my friends, let us all strive to be alchemists in our own lives and unlock the power of our consciousness. Remember, the pursuit of knowledge and transformation is not just a personal journey, but also a way to transform the world around us. By purifying our own consciousness and helping others, we can tap into that universal consciousness and make a positive impact on the world. So, I encourage you to take some time to reflect on your own consciousness and explore the alchemical principles of transformation and purification. Who knows? You may just discover your own inner philosopher's stone. Thank you for watching this video about Nicholas Flamel and the fascinating world of alchemy and consciousness. If you enjoyed this content, please give this video a like and hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest videos. And don't forget to leave a comment down below with your thoughts on alchemy and the power of consciousness. Until next time, keep exploring the mysteries of life and never stop learning.